Christmas time is here, a time when friends draw near. Gather round the old microphone and lend us your little ears. It's that umbrella guy and Megan Fox, not the one with the weird toe thumbs. It's your favorite pair, there's not much they won't dare. It's Christmas time with Mug. Jingle, jangle, jingle bells. Oh, what fun it's gonna derail. A bug raid here and a hangry raid there. Don't worry, folks, there's pizza bites to spare. Tinsel, tinsel, gifts on the rug. It's time for Christmas cheer with Mug. Jingle, jangle, tinsel, tassel, ooh. Jingle, jangle, tinsel, tassel.
And just because I watch a video or parts of a video doesn't mean I'm a stalker.
Well, 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 good evening, everyone. Cozy up to the fire, gather round ye old microphone. I'm feeling Christmassy. Christmas is not over until January 6th. For those of us Catholics out there, you know what I'm talking about. So it's still Christmas time. And I realized, Tug, I should have been playing that every stream we've had because it's the Christmas season and I can only play it for the next couple of days.
That's true. That's true. I've been going back through different songs that are set in, and I'm like, man, I can't play those anymore. I'm kind of sad. You know, there are other cases or whatever. I'm like, I'm kind of relieved this. It's so sad.
Exactly. So Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and Happy Hanukkah and whatever other holiday you all are celebrating out there. As long as it's so cold here right now in New York. We have allegedly 60 mile an hour per winds. So if I do go down, it's okay. Tug's in charge. He can deal with the studio and I'll call in from my phone. I've charged my phone, so we're ready to go just in case I lose power. But when it's windy like that, I have an old house and it has some, you know, I don't know, drafty spots. I had to put not only my heating pad on, but my bathrobe on top of my clothes, on top of the. I'm very nice and cozy now, though. I'm very cozy. I don't know how cold it is, but with the wind, I'm assuming it's below zero. It feels like that in my room right now.
It's cooler here. I had to actually put a shirt on. It's crazy. I apparently put the ugliest shirt in existence on too. I have a Tommy Bahama shirt. You know, I have a lot of shirts like that, but this one looks like a rainbow threw up on it, and it is pretty ugly. I'm looking down at it, I'm like,
horrifying.
It's very horrifying. It's like a tropical nightmare. It's like MC Escher threw up on my shirt, actually.
Oh no! And right out of the box, Suzanne. 71B Callie, thanks for the huge 50. I appreciate you so much. Is it okay to grift to give a grifter? Oops, here it is, Megan. We all love you and Tug. Yes, thank you so much. Right out of the gate, breadstick money. We love it. And look at all these new members. Sherry, your mom, 5977, became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den. It's weird in here, but you'll get used to it. I promise. The pain will wear off in a week or two. Wendy Bono, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships, and welcome to all of you who got those. Auntie Audie gifted 5 more. So there's like 11 new members right now. Unbelievable. Nice. Right off the top. Audrey Little, who's been a member for 8 months, says Happy New Year, beautiful souls. Very happy to be able to send breadstick money to help. Hugs and much love to all. I appreciate you guys. And Audrey Little gifted a membership as well. So welcome whoever got that one. And Wanda, thanks for being a member for 4 whole months, says, hey, Megan and Tug. Well, hey, Wanda, I hope you're doing well today, and I hope your sister's okay today, too. Laura Waldy gifted a membership. Look at all these memberships. You got to be kidding me.
Awesome.
Welcome to the Fox Den.
I love
it. This is so great. Member for 4 months. Let's flocking go, Mug. All the best. All the best. Oh, that's the wrong one. No, not that one.
You say all the best one more time, Mama.
Say all the best one more time. Oh God. Audrey Little says, love the intro. Well, thank you, Audrey. And Shade 85, thanks for the vibe. Everyone was guessing how long it would take you. Let's fucking go.
We have a
So-
game over on my channel. That's actually one. We should do an over-under. One day I'm going to actually have an over-under and pick a winner. I'm going to send them something.
That would be funny. Slug Entertainment, thanks for the 2. 60-mile-per-hour winds. I'll get the walker ready. You know, when 27-year-olds are trolling you in the chat, it's really unfortunate. You know, I got these 20-year-olds, man. Ellie Fan, thanks for the 2. Watch out for the wind. You might break a hip. Now you're on it too, Ellie. Damn it. I got my Theraputty all ready and everything. Maybe if I fall on my Theraputty, my hip will be spared. What do you think?
Theraputty.
I should stuff my pockets with my Theraputty for extra padding. No, for real. So my mom fell down and in the summer, and she was okay and everything. So it was okay that we were joking about it.
That helps me because I about laughed. I was like, wait a minute.
No. She was fine. She had like no injuries whatsoever, except for her face was banged up, but like no serious injuries. She just a couple bumps and bruises. Well, I found this thing that created in like Japan or something. It's a coat that you put on elderly people or people who might fall down a lot. And when they fall, it acts like an airbag and it completely explodes around them and keeps them from hitting their head and everything. I'm like, Mom, I'm putting you in one of these. We're going to get you one. I mean, it looks ridiculous, but it's a really cool thing for older people for sure. And Lil Acorn, thanks for the 5. Pit to warm y'all up. A fire pit to warm y'all up. Yeah, I love a good fire in the winter, you know? Do you have a fireplace, Tug?
I do. Well, it's a gas fireplace, so.
Nice.
I don't have like a typical one anymore.
Who cares? Fireplace is a fireplace. Gas, wood, whatever. It doesn't matter. Fireplace is a fireplace. All right. Let's see. Where was I? I'm trying to make sure I don't. What?
I'm just looking at something. This is random since we're talking about this. I was looking at the Shara stuff again, you know, and her new posts. And I noticed this one right here. You see what she's saying? I guess this is from, well, I didn't look at the date. What did she put? So the 29th, that would have been last night, saying that 2L1 PR team just stated she's in contact with YouTube to take the what the hell show.
I don't believe her. I don't believe her. First of all, you can't get in contact with YouTube.
Yeah, like, but they're saying this again. They're still talking about trying to take his business out.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. Like, why do you keep talking? Oh, and
why would you think
that's bad,
this?
Tug, if you think that's bad, I've got plaintiff Lynette Preston in brand new audio recordings continuing the defamation I'm going to drop tomorrow.
Oh, my Lord.
That she did just on December 14th. So this person they just don't learn. None of them learn. They're going to continue until there's nothing left for a jury to do but convict them.
Audio, you say?
I have audio. That's right. Brand new audio that has been delivered to my inbox from sources in Northport. So what happened was after my Crazy Connie interview, you know, the shit hit the fan. Lynette went crazy and started contacting everyone in Northport that she knew. What she has not realized yet is that everyone in Northport has caught on now. They know. She's not going to find any more supporters there in Northport because they disappeared from Northport without ever contacting anyone again, basically. And they thought that she went off and became a single mother and she wasn't with John because that's what she told everybody. That they were divorcing.
That's what I was going to ask. Wasn't that the narrative that she went off by herself without him?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they all helped her to raise money for her camper and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. And that turned out not to be true. So now, if the chat's having trouble hearing Tug, it might be my microphone. Let me make sure that
check my volume thing.
Check your volume too. Is it set on auto?
I'm going to adjust it higher.
Yeah, do that. definitely.
All right,
Because
chat. Does that sound better? I turned it up. The interface maybe. I had to change up something on the Streamyard interface. So
it sounds better to me.
does it? I turned it up. It actually when I changed it, it may have defaulted down low. It said it was at around half volume, so I turned it on 3/4 volume.
Okay, perfect. It's better. All right.
Yeah,
So
okay.
So what's happened is that she went on a rampage contacting all these people in Northport, and the people in Northport have seen through the charade. Now they know. And a lot of them had a lot of questions before they left anyway. And this is just confirming to them their concerns. And so her messages that she sent to all these people, and she loves sending audio messages, they've now been turned over to me, including text messages, audio messages, all kinds of stuff. And unbelievably, she is making allegations against Jeremy Hales you are not going to believe, folks. It's allegations you've never heard before. Allegations that not even the fleas or their minions have had the nerve to say out loud. But Lynette Preston is saying it out loud.
Oh man, I mean, how dumb do you have to be? She has to be a freaking lawyer's worst nightmare. She does as a client. I mean,
well, let me give you a little sneak peek. In one of the audio recordings, she claims that she had to be her own lawyer, and she did a good job. No, Kim, I can't show it now because I'm in the middle of editing and getting it, in the right format, etc. I have to take out some names and stuff, but when I get
tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to do that tomorrow. And tomorrow we are having an earlier New Year's Eve show. It will be on my channel. It will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will not be at our regular 8 p.m. time because you guys probably have parties to go to and stuff. But I figured if we did it at 5, we could all be here. So for New Year's Eve, it's going to be the big New Year's Eve reveal, the new audio. And oh my goodness, you guys, she's accusing Jeremy Hales of horrible crimes, horrific crimes that you haven't heard yet.
Is it bad that I'm addicted to this case? I very much am. I'm like, holy crap, because I never know what's going to happen here. I mean, this case is so crazy, and again, I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I just want to make that clear. I'm not wishing that. I hate that for Jeremy Hales, but I have to say, I've never seen people that I believe are in the wrong really dig their own hole. I've seen people in the wrong and been like, oh, they're really bad. But they usually have smarter counsel. Your counsel doesn't usually help you dig the hole.
It's crazy. Yeah, your counsel is not usually the one at the helm digging the hole. Like he's the one holding the shovel. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it. And I got an email today from one of the listeners too, who said something similar. He said, I am obsessed with this case. I can't believe the twists and turns that it's taken. And I bet you can't believe it either. It's true. I can't. And somebody the other day said something left a message on YouTube or whatever, saying, I wish you would cover, the Karen Reed trial or this or that. It's like, listen, I would love to cover the Karen Reed trial. I would love to be able to cover more than one court case. But unfortunately, including the Karen Reed trial, if I were covering the Karen Reed trial, I would be obsessed with that. And I wouldn't be able to do anything else. I'm only one person. I don't have a production team. In order to cover more than one trial, the way we cover them, we would need a full-time team of probably 5 to 10 people dedicated to doing what we do on a daily basis.
Well, there's a different channel. And again, this is not a shot at any other channel, but it's a different approach. Many people approach things like headline readers. And unfortunately, when they're doing that, they're garnering a lot of information out of mainstream and other places. When you try to hyper focus and you try to find information, you spend a lot of time acquiring. You may put on a daily show, but that 2 hours, you spend a lot of time on it. And in order to do that too, we reflect back on, put it like you were saying yesterday, all of this it's a puzzle. You try to put together the puzzle. I like looking at the motivation for people too, to really understand what the hell people are thinking, not just the people that are involved, the primaries, but co-conspirators and more. I try to figure that out as well. And you get all these little pieces and they
Well, and
shove in.
sometimes you realize that you've put a piece in the wrong place, and then when you get it to the right place, it opens up an entire new part of the board. You know what I mean? And that
Sometimes
sort
you
of
don't.
thing it's crazy how this is happening right now.
Well, sometimes also it's kind of like thinking when you open the box, you think, man, this is a 100-piece puzzle, and then you figure out, no, there's about 5,000 pieces. I just haven't found
Yes.
them all yet.
Yes. Yeah, so it isn't that we're trying to keep you from other cases, or that we would love to, like, I would love to do a Maya Kowalski update. There's some new documents in that case as well, but I honestly just don't have the
I
time
need
right
more
now.
Owens catch up, man. Some of
I
that.
know. Well, I could give you a little bit of an update on that case. Would you like to hear what David Gingras is up to on Reddit?
Yeah.
Because he did a video the other day, and he's learning the hard way that when you do live streams and you show your screen, if you don't close all your windows properly, you can dox yourself. And he doxed his own Reddit account. Now, this is, again, he has said publicly he doesn't use Reddit. He's not a Reddit user. Well, that's not true, because his Reddit account was open on his screen and he shared it. So, of course, the people who do these things and who know how to go find your deleted history, by the way, folks, they found his deleted history. He's been posting on our teenagers. Yep.
Why? Gross.
I
Weird.
don't even want to speculate.
Yes, that's a very. I understand that you wouldn't want to be careful with that, but
I just want to say that he does have a history of having issues with teenagers that he got out of, luckily for him, because he had some prosecutorial misconduct in the case against him. You would think after getting out of something that, serious, when he was 27 years old and he was accused of some statutory issues with a minor, you would think that you would avoid even the appearance of anything to do with teenagers. But, I guess he does not agree.
Man. What the gross, yeah. Every case we've covered, I mean, they're just all insane. I sometimes, I'm like, I'm an odd person. Sometimes I think, and then I think, well, I'm not really that odd compared to these people. I'm pretty fucking normal,
Oh, yeah. Yep. Me too. I feel that all the time. We're normies here, folks. We're normies, and that's okay. It's okay to be normal. Okay. So what we are doing tonight, we are going to continue reading Shara's amazing deposition.
Hey, let me note this real quick. By the way, because you need to shield real quick. If you like this content, there are almost 3,000 people here. Make sure you sub to this channel. Make sure it keeps growing. Make sure you tell people we are live, baby. And make sure of that. If you want to go further too, ooh, those breadsticks are nice, especially during this time of year. You have 47 already. Man.
I know. This is insane. It's going to make the haters roll around on the floor in fits of agony, like hitting them with like vampires with holy water. Keep the breadsticks coming. I'm going to start roasting them over my open fire with my chestnuts because I'm in the Christmassy mood. A little roasty breadstick with my chestnuts here. And I think it's great. Thank you so much, you guys. You're so generous. The breadsticks are flowing, and I appreciate that.
I was just imagining them as vampires. Like, unless they're preying on the blind, they would fucking starve.
Right? Aren't vampires supposed to be incredibly attractive to pull people in? Some starvation would be good for them, though. That would actually not hurt. By the way, I went to the gym for the 4th day in a row. Can I get a round of applause, please? 4 days in a row. I think I deserve something for that. A medal. Apple gave me a little badge, so that would be good. Oh, man. The gym, you know what's great about the gym it's not even crowded. Like no one has decided to go to the gym this year for their New Year's resolutions.
They need to, you know what the gym should do? They should take on the AA, like the chits they give out. Like
Yes.
you're starting out. They should give out
Gym
chips,
chips.
Yeah, you should be like,
idea.
you've worked out, an entire week. Bam, you get one. This is your week. I mean, I think that would be an awesome, just motivate people. You have to have motivation. I think that's something that's lost a lot of times, in our culture, especially. People like to have it reinforced they're doing something positive, but man, when you start
it's true.
grinding,
Positive reinforcement is good. Going to the gym is not something that I really enjoy, although I have not been hating it. It's been fine. I've been catching up on YouTube streams. I've actually been rewatching the Depp trial coverage on the Ricada stream, and Tug was on it in the beginning, and so I didn't see it from the beginning. I was watching it somewhere else before that's when I discovered Nick's channel. So I had been watching it probably on Court TV or whatever before I discovered that there was like lawyers watching this somewhere. So I'm rewatching it, and that's a lot of fun, and it makes time really fly. I'm not someone who listens to music at the gym. I just don't. I listen to music in the car. I like listening to live streams while I'm walking on the treadmill. I'm not doing anything too, intense. I'm just walking, but I'm doing like 2 to 3 miles a day, which I think is good.
That's good.
I think it's decent.
Yeah.
Trying to get healthier, trying to make my heart a little stronger so that I don't drop dead early, which nobody wants,
Indeed.
Nobody wants that. I'm just starting to feel a little scared with all the dropping dead going on. There's just too many people dropping dead.
Yeah, I've been reminded of my mortality a little too often this year.
Yeah.
I'm just now enjoying my freaking employment and stuff. I need to, this needs to be good times.
Exactly.
You better stay healthy too.
I know. I'm getting there. Hey, listen, from the first day, so 4 days ago, I did 3 miles on the treadmill at a 3.1 speed, which is not that high. And my heart rate was like, it was like topping out at 160 something, which is quite high for walking, right? For walking, I was embarrassed. I was like, really, Megan? That's terrible. But by today, I had to run to get it over 120, which is great. It's amazing how quickly your heart starts to get stronger. That's quick. Am I right? I mean, that's awesome that you can make your heart stronger in 4 days.
Well, in your body too. I mean, the way your body responds, after the God, I'll be glad. One good thing about the holidays is I've had so much food that's bad for me shoved in my face and in my mouth that
I know.
I don't want to see it for a while. I'm like, I have a food aversion. I'm like, can we eat healthy? I don't think I've ever really asked that.
I know we went overboard. We went overboard on the food too. Like too much rich food, cheese, so much cheese and olives. Well, olives are good for you, but so much cheese balls, just too many cookies. Yeah, I'm calling it.
Oh my God, like all that Southern cooking. Ooh, none of that's good for you. None of it.
Well, it all starts with a stick of butter, which is how my cooking goes for Christmas too. So for New Year's, we're just gonna have we're having steaks. I'm just gonna make steaks with a nice salad, and I think I'll avoid the potato. I'll make the potatoes for the kids, but I think I'll avoid the potato myself. I'm gonna enjoy the steak though. I do love a good steak.
Yeah, leave those potatoes alone. Right now, I feel kinship with them as much as I've eaten. I feel kind of like one less pickle, more potato. That potato guy. That's what I feel like.
Oh, so funny. All right. Do you have the Depo?
I do indeed.
All right. I'm going to have you pull it up.
All right, give me 1 minute. I actually have it marked where we were and everything.
Valor Motorsports tells me that cheese is good for the body. If that's true, that makes me very happy. But I think I ate too much. I feel like cheese is clogging my arteries. Like that's how much I ate. I can feel it crawling up to my arteries. Okay. Yeah. Maybe some cheese is good for you, but not the amount I ate. Certainly not. All right, let's see. Let's pull this up. What
we were
line?
On page 92. Remember the pages match up.
Oh yeah, they had just taken they had just they had just had an argument that Randy was going to call the magistrate. What was it about?
Yep.
A speaking objection, right,
Yeah.
to the
He
witness.
was like, what the heck is all this crap? You know, what are you doing here? You know, essentially, like he's like, what are you doing? Because he says, Madskin says, I'm just going to, again, say I really have no idea how this could possibly be relevant because she was certainly not involved in any of that at the time. But go ahead. I mean, again, no objection whatsoever.
Yeah, not an
It's
objection,
me
just
talking.
saying your questions aren't relevant. Well, that's
And he's
for
like,
you to, hone in on then when it's your turn to cross. But, you really shouldn't interrupt the other lawyer in the
he
middle
was like,
of.
yo, this happens again. I'm calling that magistrate. I mean, this is messed up. You know,
And that
Made me
shut him up
object.
really quick.
Yeah, it should too. He shouldn't be, again, he should know how you object.
Yes, he should.
I mean, hell, we know that. But then again, he couldn't even, he didn't even understand like objection to form. I mean,
That had to
it's
be explained to
amazing.
him as well, which,
Now,
is a problem.
when we're going through this, I think we need to say this every single time. When this is Mr. Shockett, this is Randy. He is talking to Shara. So this isn't really confrontational. You know, we've gotten used to confrontation and almost everything else we've seen. This is fact finding. There's sometimes a little confrontation, but it comes from the lawyer's side of things, you know.
Exactly. So tonight, Tug is reading Randy Shockett. I am reading Shara. I'm also reading Madskin, and Tug is reading the court reporter.
It's pretty straightforward, like I said. I mean, there's been some crazy stuff. Again, I still can't get past the beginning where they're like, hey, yeah, did you know that they were saying that Jeremy Hales and others were going to off Russell Meeks in the woods on a hunting trip? And they called the Popo about it.
But think about this. That's another a defamatory statement. Like here she's spreading around this defamation that Jeremy Hales is plotting to murder someone. Come on. It's just nuts.
But, like you were saying with calling around, this hasn't stopped. Like none of it's stopped. It's
no,
still
they haven't
going on.
stopped. And they're not being told to stop. They're not being advised by their attorney to stop.
Well, their attorney's involved. I mean, he's calling people's workplaces, making threat. Come on. What the?
Oh, I've got news about that tomorrow too. There's going to be
man.
breaking news about him trying to interfere in someone's job for telling what she knows about his clients. So again, he's engaged in what looks like witness intimidation. Wow. And he did it to somebody who works in a law office. Again, pull out, pew pew, point at foot, pull trigger. Like, what are you doing?
Well, it feels like a lot of these lawyers, that they get into a profession where nobody can actually say, yo, you're doing the wrong thing here. Because if they question them, they threaten lawfare. They're used to being able to talk all the smack they want when they're in a courtroom. Well, you're not in a fucking courtroom. And, sometimes that lawfare, that threat, it works on a lot of people. But sometimes you run into a stone wall, and that stone wall, it comes with a lot of middle fingers.
That stone wall is Jeremy Hales, by the way. Yeah. They really thought they were going to get out of this with a quick settlement, and because he wouldn't want to deal with it, wouldn't want to go through the trouble. And that didn't pan out. It's not going to pan out with Larry Foreman either. I can't wait to see what kind of can of whoop ass Larry has waiting to open on them. I can't wait.
Larry making another comment about that was funny.
So I'm so excited about that. I just don't even know what to say about it. So,
okay, with all that said, are we ready?
Yes. And
all right, this is Mr. Shockett. Enter scene.
Enter scene. Take one.
So in our complaint that we're taking your deposition on, paragraph 28, are these the signs that were placed around Otter Creek, Florida?
From what I understand from what I've seen in videos and from what I've seen in police records, because obviously I collect a lot of the police records, I'm very
Yeah.
aware of these signs. Yes.
Yeah, indeed, and she has. Remember, the other side, they didn't have all of those records. Apparently, Shara was doing her own due diligence
And
on her
paying for
own.
all of it. How dare they demand things that she bought?
Yeah, that's wild to me. You know, hey, you
Like,
need to go out here and do the grunt work, and we're going to silence you, by the way,
and if you
pretending
don't
as
hand over the things you paid for to me for free, then I'm going to threaten you with lawsuits? What in the hell? It's
a bunch of nut
ridiculous.
jobs. I'm glad Shara responded. I mean, she's responded nicer than I would have, but she's responded in a she's dropped elbows and dropped nukes, but she's done it in a different way. I would have dropped it with a lot more profanity. So props to her. She probably handled it better than I would have.
Oh, for sure. For sure. She handled it with a lot of grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, before we were interrupted,
There's that okay again. Okay.
every time, and then a shot at old man skin. Before we were interrupted, counsel, let's go back. Tell us what you know about these signs.
According to record, I guess according to, if you want to go according to records, the signs were allegedly put up in Otter Creek defaming Mr. Hales.
Right. And Miss Preston denied anything to do with them.
She told me that she didn't do it. And she said John was writing any signs that were written regarding like the politics, and any signs that were written at all. She would always say that John writes the signs, but she didn't specifically say he wrote these. But she said, if anything, it would have been him, because she doesn't write any signs. I have something to add to this, something I just found out today. I was going back through Jeremy Hales' old videos, like the really old ones from like a year ago, because I was looking for certain things for my next TLDR installment. And I ran across one where I was trying to find one of the earliest videos that mentions Lynette and John. And I found one where he was talking about these other signs, other possibly defamatory signs that he says they put up about Russell Meeks.
Huh.
So there was some election going on, and it sounds like Lynette and John were on the other side of it where Russell Meeks was involved, and they had put up a bunch of nasty signs around town. And then they took them down, I guess, and tried to switch sides and pretended like they had never done it. And I want to see if I can get copies. Does anybody have pictures? Oh, the chat knows what I'm talking about. Okay. Those of you in the chat who know about these signs, are there pictures of the signs? If any of you have these, I would love to see the signs against Meeks and whoever else. Because then in Northport, there were other problems. Remember that big fight with Connie? It was all about signs. This is like their MO. They get involved in local politics and then they start like defaming people with signs posted all over town. Yeah.
Hey,
okay. So
somebody
if you guys
asked-
have those, please send them to my email, okay? Because I would love to see that.
Somebody asked, by the way, I saw this question come through. They were like, still don't know what a TLDR is. That means too long, didn't read. You know? So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
that
just
means
basically a
gotta summarize.
recap. That's all it means. It's
Yeah.
Zoomer speak for recap.
Mhm.
But yeah, I know people don't.
No,
Some people don't understand what that means. Here's my email address, by the way. If you have anything to tell me about those signs or pictures or whatever, please send it to meganfox.writer@protonmail.com. Okay, sorry, we can continue now.
No, I like the additions on it. You know, like this stuff comes up. There's actually something, right? Well, I got to do more. I'm looking into something else that may be quite crazy too. I'm actually gonna send you a message on that. That way, I'll
Okay.
be reminded to. I just sent something. That way, we can discuss this later because I need to dig into it more. All right, but anyway, we are here, right?
Yes.
Wait. Let's see. Denied anything to do with them? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because she said if anything, John would have written
John
them
wrote.
because she doesn't write any signs.
So I take it as you're testifying, Miss Preston doesn't have a lot of nice things to say about Mr. Cook.
No, she said a lot of things to me that are alarming to me.
Yet they stay together, don't they?
Yes.
Do you know any,
Well,
sorry,
she does plan to get them. She does plan to get rid of them. According to her, she told me that as soon as she has some money, she's going to get rid of them. Rid of what? Does she mean him?
I
Get
think
rid
she
of
means him.
Cook?
Maybe Cook is a they, them. Well, we don't know.
Maybe he uses they them pronouns. Maybe.
I think that's what it is. Maybe you've listened to some of the stuff alleged about when getting on the little gurk. Maybe there's multiple verse. I don't know. I have no idea. Did
Maybe
Mr.
he
Cook-
comes. Maybe the little people in the walls come with him.
He speaks for him.
She needs to get rid of John Cook and the little people in the walls.
Yeah. None of us really like you. No, we really don't. You're like, what the fuck is going on? That'd be amazing if he was. We're gonna find out he is like actually like master class in ventriloquism. Oh my god, he's got little finger puppets for all the little people in the wall.
Oh
no. Did Mr. Cook ever talk about his relationship with Miss Preston to you?
no. The only time I had interaction with him was when he was in the background, when she would be on the phone with me, or a very short period of time when we did message in Messenger in the very beginning, when I was collecting on the story, mostly really collecting on Town Hall.
Did Mr. Cook ever yell at you?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I've heard him yell in the background on the phone. He never...
Who is he yelling at? Who is he yelling at on? Do you know who he was yelling at when you heard him in the background on the phone?
He was not very fond of me.
Not very fond. Yeah, I've seen those messages. We all have by now. Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
And it's crazy considering the thing that turns people or turns them against people, they're really innocuous things. Like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that. They don't take kindly to being told, yeah, maybe you shouldn't make those statements. Maybe you shouldn't put that name out. Maybe you shouldn't be posting under false names. Oh, Lord. Oh, so Miss Preston would be speaking to you, and he would be insulting you in the background, Mr. Cook?
Well, if I asked certain questions that they both felt, I had questions when things would be said to me on the phone. I asked questions because some things that were said to me were alarming to me. And if I tried to ask questions of these things, they would get angry at me, both of them.
Both of them? Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us more of these things that you felt when you heard them were alarming.
One is going to really hit my heart because it's actually haunted me for the last over a year now. And I actually spoke to attorney Bruce Matskin about it. And I spoke to him in the very beginning when he first came into this case about my concerns.
What did you tell Mr. Madskins when you came at the very beginning?
That I was concerned about the safety of the child, or the risk the child was in based on the things I heard on the phone.
Let me also do a disclaimer. Don't contact anyone from what we read here. Okay. This is just information in deposition. I feel like we have to do fucking disclaimers all the time. Okay.
Yes,
Did you?
we do. And in fact, I should have downloaded Brad's disclaimer. I'm going to do that and then we'll play it. But let's keep reading. I'll play it at some point.
I just feel like anytime a conversation comes up about a child, especially anytime with any of this, again, nobody needs to be contacting anyone over that. I'm not saying don't contact myself or Megan. That's fine. I'm saying anyone that's involved in this case, like let them do their thing. There are lawyers out there that are handling all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So were you specific about what you heard on the phone?
Yeah. Yes. I told him what.
Tell us. It's okay. Like, I see your...
All right. I'm going to say what there were a couple of things that were said to me on the phone.
Okay.
Oh.
You thought that was me.
Wait, did
There's
it
gonna be
come
a few
up?
okays, by the way. That's just what he's gonna say. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here, wait. Here, I have Brad's. I have our. Let's see. Here it is. I have the disclaimer that we should play.
Okay.
Here we go. Ready?
Yep.
How do I back up on this thing? Why is
that
my
thing up.
mouse not working? What the heck? Okay, here we go. Now I'm at the right thing. Can you hear
Can't
it?
hear it. No, can't hear it.
You cannot
Can't
hear it?
No. No.
Oh, crap. Is it not work?
Oh, crikey.
To share audio tab, share tab. I'll have to do it a different way. Never mind. Let's keep going. I'll have to do it a different way.
Put the Depo back up.
Oh, oops.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're
All right,
welcome.
It's you anyway.
The first thing that happened was I was on the phone with her, and I don't know if this was during an interview. And if it was, it will be on the audio, and I will try to find it if it was there.
Okay.
The child was trying to have her attention in a very normal manner, the way children do. I mean, when my child was little, whenever I was on the phone or talking to anybody, he would be all over me, climbing up my leg, mama, and I would have to get, and you just lovingly hug them and pick them up and put them on your hip while you're, you do what you have to do when you're a mother. This is exactly correct.
Yeah,
This is
actually,
exactly
you can
correct.
ask me, like anytime. My littlest one especially, like I don't know, she's almost got a sixth sense where she
Oh
can
yeah,
tell when I
they
pick
have
up the phone.
ESP for this stuff.
They do. I mean, she will come busting out, and I pace when I talk on the phone. Like I pace. I actually get my miles in. If I want to really walk, I just stay on the phone for a couple of hours. Get my walking in. If it's really exciting, I get 2 or 3 miles in just on the phone.
Exactly.
But my kids, like, they'll follow me the whole time talking to me, and it's really funny. Like it's cute in its own way. But yeah, I mean, that happened, I think, thanks to all of us. Yeah. And that's just part of it. Yeah. But anyway.
And we're
So,
talking about the same age, 4, 3,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Well, this
yeah.
was 2 years ago, so
5.
maybe even 2, 3 years old.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, we're mirroring ages right there. So.
exactly. Well, every time I would talk to her, she was very abrasive to the child in a non-loving tone that was so harsh that I would speak up at times and say, don't talk, try to get her not to talk to her that way. But one day when the child was trying to get her attention while we were on the phone, and she threatened her with melatonin. She has can I say this? Can I say something that's slightly medical? Am I allowed to do that?
It was revealed to you through Miss Preston?
Yes.
Then please.
She threatened the child in her NICU button, she called it. She threatened to dose her with melatonin, and the child reacted in a fearful way that's the first time I left the case because I didn't know what to do about it.
What was the child doing wrong, do you know, that made Miss Preston threaten her with?
She was just talking and acting, behaving like a normal child.
Oh, like you were saying, like when you're a parent, you're on the phone and the child
Yes.
wants attention.
She was just being a normal child and very joyful. The child is extremely joyful, just always full of joy as children are, just full of joy. And she was trying to have some attention and she was threatened with that. And I found that to be extremely concerning enough so that I spoke to somebody about it. I messaged somebody about it. I didn't put it out in the public. Somebody else did. And a CPS call was made regarding what I heard.
I'm trying to understand it though. Is an overdose of melatonin? What was the thing? Just to give her melatonin?
It was a threat to knock her out with the melatonin.
Oh, knock her out.
Like put her to sleep with the melatonin. The child was completely in fear of it.
And she used the word melatonin to the child?
Yes. Yes.
And it appeared the child understood what that meant?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know that Miss Preston on a 911 call said to her daughter, "If you don't shut up," words to that effect, "if you don't shut up, I'm going to spank you in your mouth."
That was a turning point for me because she had told me all along that she had never hit her child. In fact, I have it in text. I have that in text. Her telling me that. And when I saw that video that Jeremy put out, it's when it hit me in the face. That was the moment that I looked at Jeremy differently. And I saw him glowing like a light. And that is the truth from my heart. I saw him glowing because he was telling the world something that they needed to know. I don't know anyone that would ever threaten to hit a special needs child in the mouth in that way. I don't know anyone that would ever do that. And it struck me so much that I laid in bed crying the whole day after I heard his video. And I realized what his videos meant in that moment.
Talking about her moment of clarity with everything.
Yeah.
This is man skin, by the way.
Is this being videotaped, Mr. Socket?
It is not, sir. Okay? It is not. I suggest you refer to the deposition notices in the future. But okay. I'm so sorry.
It cannot be hidden. So videotape or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That video changed everything for me in this case. And I went to Mr. Matskin with that. And I spoke up about it and he ignored it. He didn't even respond.
That's interesting. So he actually messed up when he's saying this. He's asking, hey, is what we're doing right now being videotaped? And the way Shara takes it is, do you have a videotape of that? And Shara's like, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. In fact, I talked to Mr. Matt. So I talked to you, man. I told you about that and you ignored it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even respond. That's crazy. He acted like he didn't hear what you were saying.
Yes, he spoke about something else. He asked me for Mary DeGroat's voice clip for the Two Lees YouTube show.
Which clip? I'm sorry. What do you mean? What?
He wanted an audio of Mary DeGroat that I collected.
Oh.
Regarding that threat on Mr. Meeks, because she was told the same thing. He wanted him and Preston in the Two Fleas show wanted that audio clip for a scoop on the show. And
so they were going to put out that rumor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's wild as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That was going to be their, I bet you money.
Do you think that was their
gonna be
royal flush or their blindsided?
I bet you it was. I bet you that was the big plan.
Uh-huh.
Because, they made such a big deal about what was coming up. And they delivered absolutely nothing with these things. That first one, I got that feeling that they didn't get what they wanted,
Mm-hmm.
So why would you have that audio clip?
I collected it. I collected everything from the beginning of this case. I collected the police file.
I see. You collected as part of your journalism research?
Yes. I don't have a
not as part of Mr. Manskin's legal team, right?
correct. I collected everything for journalism, and there are reports that they are claiming that I withheld from them in the contempt cases, and that is not true. The police never released those reports until after the court case was over because it was under investigation. And everybody knows when something is under investigation, they don't release those records to you. She's absolutely right here.
Yeah.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
So I don't appreciate their allegations toward me that I withheld material because I never did. They never asked me for any police record.
And when you say their allegation, whom are you referring to?
The Butter Twins on their show are making false accusations against me, saying that I fabricated evidence, which has never happened, and that I withheld records, causing her contempt court case to go wrong, blaming me for her contempt court case because I withheld records. But the sheriff did not give me those records. They were under investigation at the time that the court hearing was going on.
Here's yet another person being blamed for
Mhm.
the issues that she had in a court case. It's always someone else. There's
Always somebody
always.
else's fault. Mhm.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. You're being blamed withholding something that's available to the public?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the lawyers could have went and got those records themselves. Yes.
Right. And who represented, are you talking about the Ohio proceedings when you say?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And Miss Preston had an attorney in Ohio, isn't that right?
Yes.
Do you know anything about that?
No, I'm not involved in any correspondence with that attorney.
Yeah, that's one thing I have to say. Regardless of my thoughts on this, anything connected to this, I have to say that particular lawyer has not been out there. He's not been showcase. He's tried to do
He
everything
did his
he
job
could
the
with
way
the
he was
case.
supposed to do his job. Everybody
Yeah.
deserves a lawyer, but he didn't go public and make it worse for his clients. No,
He didn't respond to anything. I mean,
Mm-mm.
I honestly, until somebody talked about who that was, and again, I'm, it's a weird place to be because I know some of these folks, and criticism or critique is, well, that's its thing. But I haven't
Yeah.
seen anything involving them, and they, like I said, regardless of what I think about this case, they are handling things like a lawyer should handle things.
Right. Yeah. Confidentially
Yeah. Well,
keeping a lid on it. Yeah.
well, when you look at what Bruce is doing harm. Like his admissions that she's a celebrity, that they want to set on this.
I know, wanting to drag it out 5 months. Everything he's done has just been a disaster.
Creating the what the hell's media ecosystem.
It's incredible.
It is. It's like a primer on how not to handle yourself in a case so far. So do you know how Miss Preston came to acquire that attorney in Ohio?
Yes.
Tell us.
There was a show that Bruce wanted me to do, YouTube shows, in the very, very beginning. Trying to remember the date. It would have been June 1st, I believe. I think it was toward the
June 3rd, if I'm not mistaken.
Mr. Matkins, you know what? I think we're going to do it. Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's say on the record. Hang on. I'm going to get his number. Hold on. That is last straw.
What do you mean last straw? I was trying to be of assistance.
Sir, please. I'm going to get the magistrate here. I'm going to have him instruct you not to do that again. Stop advising a witness about what to say. If that's not coaching, I don't know what is, sir.
I won't do it again, Attorney Shaka.
That's amazing. Look, they kept saying that Jeremy was a liar about this part right here.
begging him not to call the
Yeah.
magistrate.
I'm
Here
not
it
gonna
is.
do it. Yeah, here it is. Sir, if I could trust you, I would, but I can't, so.
I really thought I was just trying to assist because you were looking for the exact date. And I recalled. That's really all I was doing.
Yeah, but as an attorney, you should know better than that, sir. Hold on, everybody. Phone system. You have reached the of the United States Magistrate Judge Zachary C. Is that Bolito? Is that
Bolito?
correct?
Yeah,
Bolito, baby. We're not able to answer your call at this time. Please leave a detailed message, including your name, number, and the reason for your call. We will return your call as soon as possible. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options. Here's the message that he leaves. They recorded it all. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's all on the record.
Oh my God. Good morning. This is Attorney Randy Shockett. I'm going to leave a message for Magistrate Judge Bolito. We are in the Preston, the Hales versus Preston and Cook
Shoot, I
case.
missed my opportunity to put the beep in. Okay. I had a button for that.
That would have been perfect, actually.
I know. The chat was beeping for me, and I was like, damn it, I have that button.
I like that. Good morning. This is Attorney Randy Shockhead. This I'm going to leave a message for Magistrate Judge Bolito. We are in the Hales versus Preston and Cook case, and we're taking a deposition. And I really apologize to have to call, but we're having an issue with Attorney Manskin. In the middle of a question, the witness offers suggestions about what her testimony should be. I'll leave it at that. He has promised not to do it again on the record, but we're just calling to see if we can get some sort of instruction. Oh, I see a phone number, man.
Oh, damn it.
Phone number. Give me a second.
Hold
I'm going
on.
to read what's there. I'm going to pull it up the screen.
Scroll through.
But yeah. But I'm gonna read it here. Okay. If that happens again, I'll call again. I was hoping the magistrate would be there, but in any event, my number here directly is redacted. Again, redacted number if the magistrate would like to call or feels the need to call. Thank you. Give me a second. I'm scrolling it up so we don't see that. This is the problem with court documentation. You end up with stuff like that in there. Okay, so we're right here on 25 at the very top.
All right, and just a reminder to the chat, it is a channel rule. We don't talk about other live streams. We don't talk about other live streams while we are live. That is a chat rule. The mods are not being rude to you. That's just that is a rule here. So keep that, to yourselves. That would be helpful. Thank you. Appreciate all of you. I know you guys want to tell me what's being said, etc. But let's not do it during the live. We're going to stick to the topic at hand. Thank you. I shall put the chancla down now. The chanclas will not fly. Don't make me get the chanclas out.
I thought you said the chocolate for a second.
Not the chocolates. The
I'm going
chocolates.
to put
The
the chocolate. I'm gonna
Don't
put the
make
chocolate
me
down.
start hurling
Don't make her get the
flip
chocolate.
flops. Don't make me get the chocolate.
Oh Lord, that just did change it. That changed the whole dynamic of what you were trying to say there.
I know. Oh, no. All right.
I don't think it'll be necessary.
Thank you. Bye. Okay. All right. Let's go back to where we were. So, continue. This is back to witness here. So, continue, Miss Wolf. Go ahead.
Can you ask the question again? Sorry.
Well, that's the problem. When a witness is in the middle of a train of thought and answering, when you get an interruption like that, or instruction, or additional information from an attorney, that's the problem. And you have said that you do feel threatened by Mr. Manskin for your attendance here today. Is that correct?
I feel threatened by their entire, I would call it a team, because that's how they're portraying themselves on that YouTube channel. And just last night, she was saying, careful what I say. You better be careful what you say, or there's going to be a big bomb dropped or something about me. And she also stated that Preston gave her an old iPad, and she stated that you better be careful because basically they're threatening to blackmail me with that if I talk or say the wrong thing today. So I feel intimidated.
That's crazy. And that is on court.
I remember that they did do that. I have the transcript.
And when you say they, what do you mean?
Lisa and Tori on the Butter Twins in a pod.
And when you're talking about a broadcast that was last night?
Yes.
Was Mr. Manskin on that broadcast last night? Do we know?
Well, Robbie always says that he's there in the background. He saw him on text or something. He's always present in the background. And I know that he's always present in the background because he was at the time when I was still interacting with him. So sorry, that's you.
No, it's correct.
Getting ahead of myself.
So Mr. Manskin, as far as you know, was present last night during a broadcast in which you were told you better be careful about what you testify at this deposition today, or you're going to have something very defamatory or harmful information released about you.
I have an understanding that he is present on their shows in the background as her show is going, yes. Because Robbie has stated while he's online, I saw Bruce. He's in here. Yeah.
You know, a thing that works toward this too, the thing that wouldn't have thought about this until the deposition. The messages that she showed us, that was prep for a live stream.
Right.
So, I mean, I wonder, are they prepping all live streams like that? Are they prepping specific ones like that? Because, that's an interesting question, I think. So
Probably.
was Miss Preston in the group as well?
I'm sorry?
Crap, this thing. Sometimes it rolls backwards when I try to roll it down. Was Miss Preston in the group last night as well?
Yeah, she was on the show last night. I saw her made a comment from
Okay.
the Pickles YouTube channel.
Not the pickles.
She's giving Pickles a bad name.
There's only one legitimate pickle.
And everybody knows which
That's
pickle
right.
that is.
That's right. We even have a university.
Pickle you.
Yeah, that's right. Because we pick you. That's right. What you're saying is Mr. Manskin, as an officer of the court, saw a witness being threatened. And did Mr. Manskin contact you or ever tell you to allay your fears after that?
No, I didn't sleep last night because I'm unwell from this situation. And I literally laid in bed all night with my eyes open because they were threatening some kind of criminal action against me. Like I'm committing crimes that I'm not committing.
It's called
So
witness intimidation and intimidation and possible extortion. We'll definitely get more into that. That's disturbing. I'm so sorry. If you feel like, again, in this case, Miss Preston, Mr. Manskin, or anyone else is trying to intimidate you to not say something, please let me know, or please let the magistrate know. Let anyone know in this case. Let law enforcement know that that's extremely inappropriate.
Preston sent me a threatening text as well weeks ago.
Tell us what it says.
Threatened me and said she threatened an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth on me.
If what? Do you understand it any different way? What is it?
She doesn't want me talking. She doesn't want me talking.
That's your understanding of it?
Yes.
Do you still have that text?
Yes.
Okay, I ask you to preserve it.
I preserved it with law enforcement, so it's very well preserved.
Oh, wow. Oh, you went to law enforcement.
Yes, sir.
Where did you go? Which state?
In the state of New Jersey. I can get that record. It's not available yet.
I don't want anyone to know. Just the state is enough. I don't need anyone to know where you're located in New Jersey. Okay. Don't even mention a county at this point.
Okay.
I got it. Okay. Let's go back to this. That is a wild piece of, I'm actually going to note that. I think that deserves a video, just to be honest.
Yeah, there are some bombs in this deposition, you guys. Oh, hey, 4,000 of you here in chat. Welcome to those of you who just popped in. We are reading the deposition of Shara Wolf, who is testifying on for Jeremy Hales in the What the Hales case, and it is the definition of a bombshell. What she is dropping here about the team conspirator activity and Bruce, the lawyer's involvement in witness intimidation against her is nuts.
I mean,
it is crazy.
It's wild enough that she went to the police about that. I mean, all of this has been crazy. I didn't think we would get wilder than the Meek stuff, and it was like, no, that was just the beginning.
That was just the beginning. We were just getting started.
So I got it. Okay. Look at all the okays, by the way. Like, everybody's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get back to this paragraph 29. This is about a cease and desist letter from Mr. Hales. It had an attorney to send to Miss Preston, Mr. Cook, May 23rd, 2023. Do you know anything about that?
This letter in the middle here, can I read it?
Sure.
Yes, I'm aware, but she sent me a copy of that in Messenger, and I actually wondered why she didn't just follow it because he did the right thing. Mr. Hales had not mentioned, wasn't doing anything to her on the internet at that time. I know this, and he did the right thing in sending her a cease and desist. And she said there was no reason to stop doing anything they were doing. They weren't doing anything wrong, is what she told me.
Huh. That's fascinating. So Shara's even saying at that time they weren't talking about her
You
in
weren't
any
talking about
way.
her at all.
Yeah. So that goes really to what he said. You know, we've been documenting this stuff. We're documenting what's happening to us. Oh man. So who told you that?
Preston.
Right. So she said, "Well, there's nothing to the cease and desist to do. So
Correct.
I'm not going to."
Correct.
Something like that. Something like that.
She said there was nothing to follow. There was no reason
Okay.
to pay attention to it.
So I want to show you this. There's some interesting things here. You know, there are some Facebook pages, and see if this refreshes your recollection. Otter Creek Friends and Neighbors. You ever seen that one?
I've heard of that one. There was one that they included me into, and I just kind of made a comment to make an announcement that I'm going to be covering the story and little fire under my wings kind of attitude, and that was about it. I left short. I love the way Shar says things. I left shortly after that, but I don't remember the name of that page. It was one of these.
All right. So that was on or about May 23rd, 2023. Do you know that about 5 days later, Miss Preston, instead of just saying, "I'm not going to do anything, so that's fine," instead of saying that, do you know that she actually started threatening Mr. Hales after that on May 28th, 2023?
Would it be the photo where she talked about a gun or something? I know there was a photo regarding that, but
Yes. So there's actually 3 things she said on her social media. Do you know this? And if you don't, then like before, don't know anything about it. Don't say it. You know, this is not a guess. It's what
I know.
there's a penalty for guessing in depositions, not in high school. Okay, there's a penalty. But do you know anything about her, Miss Preston, posting on social media that I'm going to stand tall and not let Jeremy Hales hurt me ever again?
Yes.
What do you know about that comment?
I saw that. I saw that. I believe there might have been a photo with that comment, if I recall correctly.
Right, but you just said that you know from your research that Mr. Hales hadn't done anything
No.
at that point.
He hadn't done anything on the internet at that point. The only videos that I saw early on were the town hall situation, and that was what captured my heart initially.
Okay, so did you ever ask Miss Preston what she meant when she posted publicly that I'm going to stand tall and not let Jeremy Hales hurt me ever again in May of 2023?
No, I never really discussed that with her.
Okay.
It was so early on, and it wasn't without, going back, thinking about it now, I would have asked her because it would have been a different story. But back then, I didn't know the backdrop of the case yet. I was just beginning to collect.
That's actually very understandable too. When you're dropping in, when you see commentary, and she has the added portion, like when we are looking at this case, we're looking at it. We've heard what Jeremy Hales has to say because he did interviews. He brought in his evidence. We had court documentation, but we didn't have someone chirping in our ears the entire time behind things trying to spin us a story.
Right. And this is a very interesting statement by her that makes total sense to me. You don't know until you know.
Yep.
You don't know what's important until
You
it
don't know
becomes
no.
important. You don't know no. She didn't know no at this time. You don't know what's important sometimes until later. So like she says, if I could go back, I would ask her about it because now I know there's something to it. There's something there.
I like it. I was going to say, got it. And he said, gotcha. I would say the same thing.
Perfect. Don't forget to
Gotcha.
hit the like, you guys. We've got 4,000 of you here and only 1,600 likes. No,
Wow,
not good enough.
4,100 so far. Hey, by the way, if you missed the early announcement, you definitely want to catch tomorrow's stream. You think today is a fascinating one? Tomorrow, woo, baby.
We've got brand new audio of Lynette Preston going ape on Northport informants and making huge and horrible new allegations against Jeremy Hales that nobody's heard yet.
Yeah.
And it is going to be wild. And it's our New Year's Eve show. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time so that you guys still can get to your parties and we don't interfere in your New Year's celebration. So tune in at 5 p.m. tomorrow on my channel. And it's going to be nuts. Make sure you hit that like button too, because I know you can get those likes up there. Don't be lazy. Your fingers are not broken. Nobody has broken fingers here. I don't believe it. And if you are even missing fingers, you can use an elbow. You can use a nose. If you're Bruce Manskin, you probably do that anyway. But there are other ways to hit that like button than using your fingers if they're broken for some reason, or if you have arthritis, you can use a toe.
Do you nose or do you nose? Is that what you're saying to me?
Flux is in the chat. Flux sighting. She says, LMAO, you guys are the party.
Oh man, see, that's why I like these live streams. Like typically, if I'm on a panel or messing around with somebody, if I go to interrupt or something, I feel kind of like an ass. But here, just have fun and cut loose.
Slug, you're gonna get it, Slug. I'm throwing a chancla directly at you. I cannot like the stream. I do not encourage internet access in nursing homes.
You're going to get chocolate thrown at you. You're going to get a Werther's originally. Yeah, buddy.
I have a child raid. Hangry, yes. What do you need?
I have my elevator finished.
Oh, okay. He's building an elevator in Minecraft. You have been wearing those same pajamas for like 3 days.
I'll take a shower. Can I show you after?
Are you taking a shower?
Yeah.
Okay. Close the door. Did you leave that door open? Go and close it. And then when you go in the bathroom, close. Oh, geez, don't slam it.
Sorry.
Wow.
I can say hi.
You can say hello. Yes.
Hello.
All right.
Hello, little one.
Now listen.
I can see Jen just absolutely crying because I keep reading.
All right. Just go take your shower, but make sure you close this door right here.
I'm good. Chill.
Yeah. Lock it so that it doesn't come open while I'm sitting here. Nobody needs to see that. Okay. Thank you.
My daughter told me on that one day. I asked her, I was like, are you wearing the same clothes again? And she was like, consistency, Dad. Consistency.
I booted from my own stream. I don't even know how that happened. Can you hear me?
It's so funny.
Back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. For a second, I was like, what the hell happened?
You're cutting? No, I'm just playing with. I'm messing with you, by the way.
OMG. Stop it. So mean. Hangry is 10. He's 10 years old, and he is a handful. He's very funny, but also naughty.
Oh, thank you.
Close the door. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I heard one of them come into. I thought I had a raid for a minute, but I guess they changed their mind like the last second and went back.
That's funny. It's funny that it happened at the same time.
Yeah, it was like false raid. Okay, so let's see. We're on you, by the way.
All right. It was so early on that it wasn't without, going back, thinking about it now, I would have asked her because it would have been a different story. But back then, I didn't know the backdrop of the case yet. I was just beginning to collect.
Gotcha. So, do you know that on or about May 28th, 2023, she also posted, Miss Preston, on her social media that she would put a cap in the ass of anyone who messes with her?
Yes.
And how did you interpret that?
I interpret that to be related to a gun.
Indeed. That's
Indeed.
how I interpret
A
that too.
pow-pow.
Yeah, I don't think about like a soda bottle, you know. Otherwise, you're getting into some really frisky activity I don't want to hear about. If you mess with me, I'll what now? No.
Wait, what? You're going to put what where? No. No.
Oh, gross. Oh, man. I wish I didn't have that mental image.
Those are not legal in Texas, by the way.
Oh no, people be getting around it calling them soda bottles from now on.
Oh God.
Okay, right. And did you ever follow up with that comment? I mean, she has a child. Now she's talking about a gun?
I believe that it was stated to me because I don't know the exact words. I know the gist of what it was. She was discussing defending herself from something.
Did she ever tell you that she felt threatened, her life or harm, or her family or property were threatened in May 2023?
Oh, let me think back to May. I think she felt threatened by Mr. Hales and fans, according to her.
So in May of 2023, Miss Preston had told you she felt threatened by his fans because we just established that he hadn't said anything to his fans about her at that point.
She told me this from the very beginning that she felt threatened.
And your research showed that Mr. Hales didn't even mention anything about Miss Preston until after May of 2023. Is that right?
When I researched, I saw Town Hall.
Town Hall.
Initially.
But nothing about Miss Preston specifically.
Not until after, I believe, after the election sometime. I don't remember the exact date. She said that they came to her property to get bread for the ducks or something, and that she had mentioned that George had mentioned something to her about the baby.
So do you think that Russell Meek's statements were, since you have Shara here focusing on Town Hall, wouldn't that be something that might, pull her in a little bit more? Because you have this, again, an elected official, or former elected whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like she said, she always did political stories. So that would, of course, make her more interested than this other stuff.
Yeah, I would pull her, not only would it pull her to one side, but it would get her attention. Yeah.
It would. You know what else is that I think everybody can tell that Shara has a really soft heart. And so I think her heartstrings are pulled pretty easily. And I think what got her in the Town Hall story was that she sees this big, gregarious guy, Jeremy Hales. He's over 6 feet tall. He's big. He's strong. He's loud. And he is going after these little old ladies at the Town Hall, Yeah,
they actually gave one of them, a stroke or something
well,
like that?
that's what they're trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was their spin on it. So,
and I think that she felt really bad for Mary. And I think that she, she may have let that color her opinion of Jeremy without realizing that sometimes you have to look past this physical appearance and the outward appearance and look into what's actually going on. Now, I haven't looked into the Town Hall thing at all. I just do not have the time to get into whatever that was. So I can't tell you exactly what was going on, but I know Jeremy found out that he was being overcharged for water.
I always find it fascinating how people, they will take a reaction that somebody has. When you feel that someone's abusing you, they're threatening you, they're doing something,
stealing from you.
Yeah. I mean, are you supposed to react with nicety?
I mean, some people think so, yes. They don't like if you have too harsh of a tone, you get put in the bad guy box because your tone isn't right.
again, big case. You said you were reviewing, that's 2.5 years later. That's all over Twitter yet again, new case. People are trying to use that. But the things they always go back to is they go back to reactions like, hey, this guy slammed cabinets. Oh, he said some mean words, therefore, and it's like, what brought that on though?
Yeah, what started that? Why was he slamming cabinets? Why was he breaking dishes? Let's look at what happened. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that like if you go back and you find out what the actual, and the truth of the matter is Jeremy treats everybody equally. He's not treating people like, he's not using kid gloves on you because you're an elderly woman. He's treating everybody exactly the same. If you're stealing money from him, if you're doing something bad to him, he's going to tell you off. Like, that's just who he is.
Yeah,
and I can relate to that. I totally relate to that, because sometimes, guess what? Senior citizens can rip you off. It can happen. I know it seems like, and this is part of this whole issue with this case, the Depp and Heard case. It's like the Beauty and the Beast case. She is this beautiful starlet, and he's an aging Hollywood star, and that played in her favor in the media like you wouldn't believe. And no one wanted to believe that beautiful, small, demure woman could be a horrific domestic abuser. But yet here we are. That's what happened. So
yeah, I know.
it's tough when people
And
don't.
with that, again, even with everything that came out, it's still, you lose a finger, have somebody use you like a human ashtray. That was shown, by the way. You were still supposed to somehow react nicely. You weren't ever supposed to lose your temper, yell, while you're trying to get away from them. Nothing.
Yeah, she cut his finger off, and everyone was supposed to get mad at Johnny Depp for calling her names in text messages.
Yeah, not to her,
for spicy text messages. We're supposed to get upset
to
with
someone
her.
else. To
someone else, not even to her. Yeah,
that she didn't know.
Making jokes that she was a witch and they were going to drown her, and it was funny. It was funny.
Well, it was a Monty Python skit.
It was.
It was indeed. It was like word for a Monty Python.
It was a Monty Python reference.
But anyway, I know that's not this, but I mean, it does.
Similar.
It goes with the reaction. I mean, of course, when people are in horrible situations, you're not obligated to nicety to anyone under any circumstances, anyway. But when somebody is treating you like absolute trash, no, thank you. So anyway, okay, it says, okay. It'll be you.
Hang on one second. I'm having a hangry problem.
Okay, that's cool. I'll talk then. When you said hang on a second, I think going on that point, though, I think everybody needs to take that into perspective, because that is something that's weaponized over and over again. It's used after the fact to prove something beforehand. It's supposed to prove, oh, this person has to be a monster because look at how they react. And there's always something. There's always something to back up that point. It doesn't matter what's been done. It doesn't matter anything. A lot of people will, in fact, gaslight you to get reactions so they can play that card on you. And all of this stuff is fascinating to me in that regard. Like the way that not just people do that, but the public reaction to it. A lot of people latch onto that and they say, oh, see, told you, this is what this person is. When again, in your own life, do you react positively to that kind of stuff? No, absolutely not.
He tried to get away with not taking a shower. He wet his hair down. He wet his hair with like my water bottle and didn't use soap.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, let me smell your head. Let me smell your head. Yeah,
that is the kid
still
thing.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I run into that stuff. I'd be like, that's not washed. That's not even, you didn't wet all your hair. What's going on?
Yeah. He thinks I'm dumb or something, but that's, oh my God, 10-year-olds, man. All right, let us continue. And that's when she said, she claimed.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Where's my button? I have that button.
That's what she said.
She claimed that's when everything started. That was after the elections, I believe.
Okay, so do you know what she allegedly said that George said about the baby?
She said that George said she should just get rid of the baby, give the baby up, get rid of the baby.
Give the baby up for...
Well, she told me 3 different things, actually. One was to throw the baby out.
Why?
One was to get rid of the baby. And one was give the baby up for adoption. I heard 3 different stories about that.
That's crazy. One to throw the baby out.
Who would believe that?
That's just absolute trash. Yeah, I believe the claim was probably stated. I can, after seeing all the claims, I can believe again. She said that she said it, but
Who
like, here's
would
that.
believe
I mean,
that? That
no.
anybody would say to her, "Why don't you throw that baby out?" That's crazy.
I mean, and why would that? Okay, get rid of, put up for adoption versus again thrown out like, no. You don't ever hear that's something very rare. I don't ever think that, like, when my kids are acting up or anything, anyone has ever said to me, "Hey, why don't you throw that baby away?" That just seems so wild.
It is. It's wild.
So Miss
So-
Preston,
Oh, wait, that's you.
yeah. So Miss Preston, in telling you what allegedly George said, changed her story twice.
It just came out 3 different ways. It might have been different periods of time, but each time I heard it, it seemed a little different.
I see what I did where I confused you. I highlighted my part.
Oh, that's
I was
what you did.
Yeah. That's what it was. Well, I was marking it when I talk. I'll make a mark for me so I'll know where it is. When I threw you off there, I see what I was doing. Gotcha. Understood. Do you also know that on or about May 28th, 2023, Miss Preston posted on her social media, "I'm done with it. You've met your match, Mr. Hales."
Yes.
You've already talked. We've already
Yeah.
discussed that.
Yes.
Okay. Paragraph 31. It says, despite knowing the falsity of their statements, Miss Preston and Mr. Cook would use defamatory statements to persuade fans or customers of Mr. Hales to stop supporting Mr. Hales. Do you know anything about that?
Say that again. I'm sorry. I just feel a little confused because there's so much information. Like, I want to pinpoint exactly what we're going for here because
I'll break it down.
yes.
So do you know whether or not any knowledge at all of Miss Preston making efforts to persuade Mr. Hale's customers to stop supporting him?
To stop following him from what I remember.
Stop following him on Facebook or YouTube or anything?
Bringing his fans over to her side.
And bring Mr. Hale's fans over to her side, right?
Like, started to understand, and the more and more are coming over to my side, more and more are understanding who he really is, or the comments.
Okay. Do you know what method she used to try and get Mr. Hale's fans on her side?
She would start a lot of different Facebook pages and, get people to come in and talk. She would wait.
Yeah, no, I was like, we're waiting.
We're
Maybe
waiting.
she threw me off there.
What does that even mean?
Yeah,
I
don't
mean,
know.
that's what I witnessed as far as that part, like getting, talking in groups with people.
Right. And you witnessed her talking negatively about Mr. Hales in those groups.
I witnessed her discussing him and presenting herself as a victim in those groups. But I have seen the screenshots of or comments to me or others of her actually saying things about him specifically.
Things that were false about him?
Okay, hang on one second. Honey, why are you still in the same jammies though? Your hair
Because I
smells
want
better.
to, because they're comfy. I love them.
Well, but did you change your undies, hopefully?
Yes, I did.
Are you sure?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I don't know if
You know,
I believe that.
Another thing in this that we know, I don't know if this comes up. Remember the video that Shara put out with John Cook talking to her, and he was creating fake accounts. So we know that when they're saying people were talking in these groups, you have them that you can correctly identify and say, yes, these are specifically are their accounts. But I wonder how many people posting in groups like that, they were actually her or John Cook as well.
Exactly. Well, I didn't know at the time whether they were true or false. I just know she was saying things about him.
Okay, like what? Can you give an example?
Things like about how do I, at the top of my head, there were discussions about his storage stuff being not authentic, storage stuff he was doing, that he,
Okay.
everything he does is a lie. Like everything he says online is a lie, and it's all for the show. It's all to make money. And really what he was doing, again, it's funny that they say that because the judge is like, I don't care that he's making money.
Right.
Why is it bad that he's making money? And really what he was doing, he was advocating for himself. It's clear he was advocating. He felt, in my opinion, because I can't say what he felt, but he felt there was a danger to his life. And on going back and reading Messenger and going back to spaces that I hadn't read before, he had every reason to be afraid for his life from what they were saying.
Right. And I'm going to just go back now. So I understand. So if you're saying Miss Preston would say Mr. Hale sells things from his auctions that are not real.
They were all just talking about how everything he's doing is staged. What he's doing is staged.
They still do that, by the way.
I know.
They still pull that BS.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they can't. Here's the thing. They're having real problems going after him and talking about what the evidence in this case is, because the evidence in this case is pretty damning, in my opinion. So what they do is they do the same thing that you see lawyers do all the time. They go after character. It's a character assassination attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so nasty. But you said about what he was selling with the auctions. I wanna get to the staged things.
Well, no, the auctions, like he does videos on all that stuff and
Yeah, right.
claiming that things were staged.
So they're really not being offered for sale. Is that what you mean by staged?
He's not getting it.
Yeah.
I wish you would say no. They mean he's putting stuff in the lockers that weren't there.
Yeah, he's faking his videos. That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying. Well, I don't know what staged would mean. I don't know a lot about auctions, but apparently it doesn't sound like something positive. Like she's getting frustrated.
Indeed. It doesn't sound good to me. Right?
Specifically, I don't know enough about auctions to understand what that meant, how you would stage stuff like that. But
I'm following up on I'm using your words. You said that things he's selling are
fake.
No,
you
said also not real.
That
Those
motherfucker back
are.
there is not real.
And everything he was doing was not real. It was all an act. Like it was all lies on his shows, basically, is what I was told.
I see. So he basically, Miss Preston was telling people that Mr. Hales is not someone who can be trusted.
Yes, everything. She said everything he says is a lie. Every single thing. By the way, chat, you are cracking me up with the comments about boys being gross. Like all the moms in the chat are like, oh my God, my son did this and that and this and that. Somebody goes, don't worry, Mommy, turn those underwear inside out. They're fine.
Hey, little girls, until they hit a certain age, and then they're like, oh, wait a minute, like little girls, where especially like my girls, they're around dad all the time. So it's not about primming and makeup and, oh, let's do your hair. It's, but now my oldest has hit that certain age, and she's like, yeah, I was talking to her the other day. I was like, I'm glad you're taking showers, but 45 minutes?
Oh yeah, they go through that. Yep. I was
That's where
always
we're at.
like, I was always like, okay, I'm just not going to say anything because it's better than to not have them in the shower, to let them take a 45-minute shower and
I'm
then
just like, let me have one first so it's not ice
right. So
water.
it's not ice cold. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm gonna text. Don't worry, I'm gonna text Mr. Fox to make sure he makes him change his undergarments. But yeah, no, I mean, his sisters, so he gets really offended because his sisters don't want to touch him because they say he has jam hands. And jam hands just means gross hands, you know? So
uh-huh.
he gets offended because he's still in the huggy stage. But when he comes at them for a hug, they back away and they're like, have you
No.
washed your hands? You know?
Oh, no.
But I've had to tell him, I'm like, buddy, you gotta wash your hands. Like, and you gotta wash them a lot. Like you're not washing your hands enough. If your sisters are saying you have jam hands, then go wash your hands, you know? And like he gets so offended though. So
See, that's the
poor
only
thing.
thing out of the beer bug that, if I could say anything, I don't want to, again, say anything positive with that, but the only positive action that came from that was hand sanitizer. My kids, I was like, man, I wish people would sanitize their hands like happened, circa 2020, because people were, I mean,
Right.
they would just dump hand sanitizer all over themselves. Oh, it was so nice. But this statement here, I wanted to note, who else have we heard that about? Not just Jeremy Hales. Everything he says is a lie. Every single thing. John Cook.
Oh yeah. Right.
She said that to the Popo.
That's true.
It's just fascinating, in order to win people over. She's like, you can't believe anything these people say. And it's interesting because she's talking about one of the other people in this case, being that way. And we're not talking Jeremy Hales. We're talking about somebody, she's being sued along with.
Chip, this is diabolical, Chip. My dad would turn off the hot water if my sisters took too long of a shower.
That's actually
That's awful.
That's a good plan, though, to be honest.
All right. She had me convinced. And if it wasn't for the theme of the videos and watching the videos, I would never have went against my gut. But the videos were confusing me, along with the confusion I was getting from her. And then the town hall, my focus on the town hall got all mixed up in the whole thing. So
that's an interesting thing too. This case is confusing because you have so many elements to it. Like she's pointing out, you had the town hall corruption. Then you have protective order. Then you have federal case now. Then you have the offshoot cases, although one of them is fallen. But then you have all the stuff that's happened with the police. I mean, when you get into it, there are a lot of elements, and it can be confusing. It's not just confusing. When people are trying to keep up with this, newer people, I like the fact that you're doing a TLDR, because telling new people about, heck, people who are watching this, you miss a couple of days of this insanity, and you feel way behind.
Oh, that's you.
Me. Yeah. I just marked it. Again, I'm marking it so I know where I'm at. Right. When you have two people who've given, as a journalist, you've had the experience when two people are telling completely different stories.
Yes, but this is a very unusual situation. And like I told you, I was involved in a viral situation before, so I've experienced the dynamics before.
With Jamie?
This is different.
This is different?
Yes, because here is somebody that was presenting herself as a victim to me, and it was pulling at my heartstrings. And then I already had my heartstrings pulled regarding something else in the town hall situation. So my compass was probably tossed onto the floor momentarily because I was getting mixed messages in this case, totally mixed messages all the way around. And initially, I did want to speak to Mr. Hales, but he didn't speak to me. He put me on a show instead. And that is probably what also led me to listen to her more. The reaction to me as I tried to gather information didn't mean that I believed everything I heard. I wanted to collect the entire file before doing anything. So I only released real-time evidence, mostly about Town Hall in my commentary. That's all I really did. They were very upset that I didn't report the case yet. As you know, you can see it on the shows.
Yes.
I had a reason not to. I was not sure.
You were still investigating and okay.
And I was, yes. And I was getting mixed messages that were telling me something was wrong. I told Mr. Manskin something is wrong in this case. I told him in the beginning I had very big concerns in this case.
And Mr. Manskin ignored your concerns about that? Is that right?
Yes, he told me put it aside, basically. I told him about my concerns about the child, and he told me, don't worry about the kid. She'll grow up. She'll be fine. Put that aside. Well, with a couple
What?
curse words in there.
She'll grow up.
Mhm.
She'll be fine. So if you have fears that there's something horrible, well, it doesn't matter. One day she'll grow up. That's horrible, man.
It's awful.
It is. I mean,
Put that
again, don't
aside.
contact. Let me say that before I say what I'm going to say here. But if you feel that a child is being abused and you say it to someone else, can you imagine someone saying they'll grow out of it?
Yeah, it's really
Yep.
gross.
Oh, it is, man. Ugh.
It's upsetting. Like, to me, do you know how I feel about that? It's almost like I feel like he was saying children grow up in abusive situations all the time. She'll grow up, doesn't matter. Put that aside. Like it's almost like an admission that that's happening. To say
It's
she'll grow up, put it aside.
it sounds more like I'm seeing this a lot on social media lately with other topics. It's drop this for the bigger good, the bigger case, like this
Mhm.
part. That's not relevant, and it is relevant. It's very relevant. I mean, that has been one of the things they've said about Jeremy Hales, that everything that he stated there, it was absolutely falsity.
And I finally have the public service announcement uploaded for us to hear. Let's see if this works.
Though you may be tempted, do not contact any person or persons mentioned on this stream. Do not even think about contacting anyone who may be the topic of the daily news. If you should do that, the host will question your IQ, possibly call you names, and mock you for disobeying these basic rules of decency. This disclaimer does not apply to any government official or elected public person who answers to you, the people. Feel free to contact any of them at any time for any reason and use all the cursey words you prefer. The Supreme Court says you can bully the government, but don't even think about doing it to anyone else. Thank you. Though you may be tempted.
There we go. Now
Yes,
we
you
have
have
that
the right.
uploaded.
Here's the thing. You do have the right to contact elected officials. You very well do. But don't do that with this. And the reason I say that is because it does not help. And it actually is a detriment there. It's
I mean, I think if people in Florida who live there wanted to call their elected officials about what they see here, I don't see a problem there. That's up to them. There's representatives that are there to represent the people's concerns. If you're local in Florida and you call your rep to talk about the way that you've seen a public agency behave, I don't have a problem with that. It's the agency itself. And I'm not
if you're
encouraging
talking about agencies or anything else. I'm talking, specific people in this case. Like if you're
Yeah.
contacting it just doesn't help.
It doesn't help. DCF, it doesn't help to contact them. It just doesn't help.
That's why I'm just going with the blanket. Don't contact anyone, because ultimately there are things that are happening in the courtroom right now. This stuff is being put on record. It is being put in front of a federal magistrate. So, if that may go to somewhere, but oh yes, you heard Mr. Manskin use profanity to you?
Yes, he screamed at me.
Did he scream on the phone to you?
Yes.
Loudly?
Yes. And he demeaned me also on Messenger and told me I was acting like a 10-year-old and things like that. He was very demeaning because I was asking.
Have you ever, as part of your investigation, have you ever seen Mr. Manskin go into Facebook groups and start engaging with members of the public?
Yeah, I've seen him engage with YouTubers. He's been engaging with YouTubers all over the place since this began. Yeah.
Have you ever seen Mr. Manskin tell a member of the public that disagrees with him that insulting them, they're stupid or an idiot?
Yes. Yes, I also saw.
So,
I also saw him threaten a witness, the witness for the gun incident, which was, his name was Wes, I believe, right? His first name? I don't remember his last name. I'm sorry.
okay, what do you know? Tell us.
Well, he went on to one of his videos and threatened him with a lawsuit while he was a witness in or a victim in that case. I did not know this, Tug. This is news to me.
That's wild.
That is
I would love-
wild.
I would love to see. So if he went on there, if I guess you're talking about
His
he left
YouTube
a
page.
comment.
Maybe.
If somebody has a screenshot of that, by the way, I would be
Mhm.
very interested in seeing what's being referred to with that, because
Yeah,
that
me too.
is crazy.
Maybe that's why he didn't show up.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. We keep talking about lawfare. I mean, you see people that, again, when you talk about people that have been afraid to talk about this, we are talking about lawyers. We are talking about professionals that would. Sorry, I threw myself off with this. I can't help it. Every time I say professionals, I have to say this. But I mean, these are people that know that this would be vexatious. They could definitely ban it, but it's a waste of time and resources. So they're like, it's not worth it, you know. And imagine though, imagine you are a victim in a situation, and you've seen how the agencies that are supposed to be there protecting you, how those agencies they actually reacted. So when you're threatened with litigation and more, yeah, I could see somebody being intimidated by that.
So, before it went where it went, he went onto his YouTube and was threatening him with a lawsuit. And I said to him in Messenger, I said, wouldn't that be intimidating him? I mean, isn't that intimidating him? I don't remember what his response was, but I was alarmed by that.
So has he ever insulted you personally?
Well, yeah, he told me I was acting like a 10-year-old when I was asking questions. And when I was questioning Preston about the gun or the silver gun, the whole thing with the guns had me very, very concerned with the gun. Well, I felt like Cook was protecting himself and he got spooked. But I also know he was drunk, according to what I was told.
By whom? Who told you? Well, let's set the parameters. You're talking about the incident that led to John Cook's arrest. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And who told you that Mr. Cook was drunk when it was happening? When he got at the event that led to his arrest?
Preston. Preston told me he was drunk.
What else did Preston tell you about Mr. Cook about that incident?
She told the police that she took the guns because she was afraid because he's threatened her and her family. That to me was alarming. It was alarming, I had a different thought before I collected that file. But when I got that file, I saw the child's little ball, the little ball of the child next to the closet where the guns were, where he was drunk on the bed. She had to wait for him to fall asleep to get the guns out of his closet. And the child's ball was sitting there near the closet with fully loaded guns in the closet while he was drunk. That is alarming to me.
Yes.
And then she took the guns and she put them in the shed where the child stays, in a dresser that had a gap at the top. You could reach your hand in and pull a gun out. That's alarming to me.
Did you relay that you felt that's very alarming to Miss Preston when she told you that?
I couldn't say anything to her. Well, no, at the time we weren't talking on the phone anymore. We were talking in chat, so I began questioning her in the chat. Yes, I questioned her in the chat, and Bruce was present in that chat. And I was questioning her on the gun, and I was very concerned about the gun and being drunk and having the gun and all. I was concerned about all of it. And I questioned about the silver gun because a witness said he saw a silver gun in the incident. And the only 2 guns they picked up were black guns, 2 black guns. But Crook mentioned buying and selling a gun recently before this. And I felt
Yeah, from a buddy that he couldn't name. Isn't that right?
a buddy that didn't turn out to be a buddy.
Objection. I'd like to ask that my client be referred to by his correct name and not a nickname conferred on him by
Cook. That's an easy mistake to make, by the way. Cook and Crook, very similar.
Yeah.
by Mr. Hales.
Again, speaking, it just happened again.
I said Cook, did I not?
I believe she did say.
No,
that's
well,
the- No,
the
it's
typist
Crook.
wrote
It says
Crook,
Crook,
so
yeah.
maybe that's how she heard it. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I know you did, but it just happened again, suggesting an answer.
Can I ask the reporter to read back her prior response in which you referred to my client?
I said Cook.
No, you can't. We're gonna move on.
Okay.
You can do all that in your cross. You seem to be.
Where are we?
That's you
Oh,
right here.
Sir, may I?
Jumping the gun. You're going to.
Oh,
I don't know. The court reporter comes in. Who's court reporter today? Is that me?
you.
Okay. Can I just advise everyone that I can only take one voice at a time? So I need everyone to talk one at a time. Sure. Mr. Manskin, you're an experienced lawyer. You'll have an opportunity to ask questions, and I'll do my best to not do what you're doing when we do that. So,
Sir, may I ask a question, please? Is he accusing me of calling him by a name? I want that understanding.
exactly why. And we're going to get this transcript, and we'll take this up at this point, but we're still going to continue this deposition. We're making a record here. This is exactly why you don't want to interrupt a witness's train of thought with things like that. He just accused you of objecting to something what you were saying. It's exactly why you're not supposed to do what he did. Again, twice now today. So I'm sorry your train of thought was interrupted. Do you need the court reporter to take you back?
Yes.
Okay.
I said Cook. I didn't call him a name. I said Cook.
He's getting into your head. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He's disrupting her train of thought,
Mhm.
And he's actually, again, we're talking about somebody that she feels intimidated by, which is such a jacked up. This is alarming. We talked about this with Jeremy Hales and quote unquote taking the babe, but we haven't really talked about that with Shara. Shara has mentioned that she is afraid of these people. So you can imagine being put in this scenario where you have this guy. He's accusing you of things. He's accused you of things quite a bit, according to her. And
I'm gonna send an email right now to Wes, actually. Did Bruce Matskin come on your YouTube channel and threaten you with a lawsuit if you testified? And if so, do you have that? Do you have that comment still? It was mentioned in a deposition in this case. Thanks. I haven't heard from Wes in a long time, but maybe he was scared to tell anybody if that happened. Interesting.
yeah, I mean, if that would be a clear-cut violation. That would be clear-cut witness intimidation.
Does he still have a YouTube channel? Does anybody remember? I don't remember what it was called.
I don't
Oh, yes, I
remember.
do. Wait. Here it is. He does, but it doesn't look like he's posted anything since all that went down. Huh. All right. Well, that'll be interesting.
But he's getting into your head. It's okay. It's not okay. We're going to bring it up probably at the hearing in Pensacola, but it's happening. So can the court reporter please read back the last question so she can get back into her witness mode and not feel that she needs to be corrected by Mr. Manskin? Just one moment.
May I please have on the record that I said cook, please? I didn't.
We're not. Let's just see what the last question was that you answered to get you back into frame of mind. It's obviously working. Please ignore what he said if you can. The court reporter, can you look and see what the last question was? Yes, I'm looking right now. Thank you. There were just a lot of crosstalk. I have to search for it. Sorry about that. Reporter, read back requested testimony.
I think this is a good place to stop, actually, because this is like a natural break, and we're right up at 2 hours, and we have a lot of super chats to get through, which is great. Thank you for the breadstick money. But we will pick up back here on page 128.
Mm-hmm. We've been moving along really good with this.
We're doing pretty good.
I think we've done really well with it. I mean, there's not a lot of nastiness. There's been more interruptions and craziness from BBB here and there. But as far as Shara, she's actually done very well in this. I will give her props for that for sure.
Yeah, I think she's done amazing. I think this deposition has been... There's been more information come out in this deposition than anywhere. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, we know that Shara has quite a bit of information. We know when she said that she was working on something. I have to give her props though. When these people called her out, and they weren't just calling her a liar, but they were saying, "Oh, you're a liar. By the way, if you say anything, you're going to be sued into oblivion, and worse. We're gonna take this iPad, and again, that's very much a threat. Quite a few, and she responded to that very well. With again, she hasn't been given opinion statements on anything. She's just put out information. That I find that to be amazing. Like for me, I suffer from the idea. Like that's one thing I can't do. My opinion gets in the way.
Yeah. I mean, she had a couple of times where she gave some opinion on certain things, but most of the time it's just been information, like you said. So I found her testimony to be freaking amazing. Let's see. Let's start with super chats. Tug, if you have to jump, I'll understand.
I'm here for a hot minute at least, so I may have to jump before it's done, but I'll hang for a few.
All right, cool. Casey Cole, thanks for the 2. Arizona is 61 degrees, sending you some warmer weather. Arizona has nice weather in the winter. I have my favorites. Thanks for the 2. Squirrel or breadsticks? Either one. Slug Entertainment, thanks for the 2. You can't complain. You have me translating Zoomer. This is also true. And Suzanne, thanks again for the 50. I appreciate that. Auntie Audie gifted 5 Megan Fox memberships. Thank you so much for that. Ellie Fant, thanks for the 2. Here's some money for bubble wrap. Thank you. Lucinda Cindy Hagen, thanks for the $1 super sticker. Appreciate you. Green Veggie Beast, thanks for the 10. Oh, breadsticks all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a breadstick powered sleigh. Hey!
I like that, the breadstick powered sleigh. So I see people like, on their skis, but instead of skis, they have breadsticks on their feet.
Sojourner 58 became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den. It's weird in here, but you'll get used to it. Helena Handbasket, thanks for the 5. Megan, can I come to your house? These hot flashes are killing me.
I like that name.
F this,
Helena Handbasket. Helena Handbasket.
yeah, Helena Handbasket. F this perimenopause bullshit.
Hey, actually, I'm going to have to jump. I think I've got a raider coming. So
No
I'm
problem.
gonna bounce.
Take
Yeah.
care. Have a
All
good
right, see
night,
ya.
Tug. See you
Mhm. See
tomorrow.
you, chat.
The Zohan, thanks for the 2. Hey, Flash Dance, trying to be a member, can't see option. I think this is a browser issue or a mobile issue. If you're on your mobile, I don't think you can do it. You have to be on a computer. And I don't know. I hear people say they have these problems. James Aaron Smith, thanks for the Canadian 2. I'll take your 0 -3 now, -17 Friday in Ontario, Canada. Yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't actually check the weather. So let me do that. Let's see what it is right now. Oh, it's warm. It's 37 degrees. We just have really high winds. But it feels cold, man. It says it feels like 26, but I doubt it. It feels colder than that to me. Teresa Finn Writer Chick, thanks for the 5. Megan, OMG, my birthday is in February. You must get me that coat from Japan. Please, I'm a bit clumsy. You know you love me. I do. The coat is so funny. You got to look it up on YouTube. It's like, just look up airbag coat and it'll probably pop up. Lucinda Cindy Hagen, thanks to the 2. Bruce looks like Pee Wee Herman, LOL. Don't say that about Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee Herman is much better looking. Lou Wink, thanks for the 5. Happy New Year to all. Blessings to all. Wanda Perez, thanks for the 10. Megan, where do you get them coats for the elderly? Since my mom, 83, fell down and now has a red leg bad. I don't know. You have to look it up online. I think it was like a crowdfunding thing maybe, and I'm not sure if they just sell them in Japan, but look it up on YouTube. Joanne, thanks for the 5. I was only 42 when I broke my hip. Oh my Lord, along with my leg and wrist. Maybe I need to wear a protective coat. Apparently that was very popular tonight. The airbag coat. My Adventures in Homebrewing gifted 5 Megan Fox memberships. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Fox Den, all 5 of you. And Pickled Tink, thanks for the 20. I saw a weather forecast earlier today, and the meteorologist said that during the weekend of January 10th, there will be a huge cold front for the entire East Coast. Even here in Northeast Florida, Jacksonville, we'll get snow. Oh, great. Well, I hope we get snow. All our snow melted 2 days ago. It was like 60 degrees. It was very weird. Elephant, thanks for the 5. I love court cases so much now. I blame ABC for canceling my soap operas. Yes, I bless them though, because now I have this to do, and it's a lot more fun than whatever else I was doing. Robert Ward, thanks for the 5. LP is a definite candidate for a Baker Act or Mayor's Act. I don't know. Sherry, your mom, 5977, thanks for the 5. It all started with Dave. I joined What the Hales, Tug. Now I'm in the Fox Den. I'm addicted to this case, and I've only started 2 weeks ago. R.I.P. Jeff. Yeah. R.I.P. Jeff. Bonnie Heron, member for a month. How many breadsticks is going to cost us to hear that audio tonight? LOL. No, it's not possible tonight. It's not ready. It's not ready for public consumption, but it will be soon. It'll be ready by tomorrow. Corinium Warrior Gaming, thanks for the 10. Morning, Megan and Tug, longtime watcher of you both. I'm from the UK, and this is my first super chat. Enjoy the breadsticks. Well, thank you for the 10 pounds. I appreciate that. And cheerio, or whatever it is we say to you people in the UK. I don't know. Laura Martin, thanks to the 2. I think we're all addicted. It's true. Tish No Gamer, thanks for the 5. I've often wondered if LMNOP and JC only divorced to get a larger amount of state money, and because CPS told her the child couldn't live with JC. I have also wondered that, although I don't think it had anything to do with CPS, because CPS didn't get involved with them. Well, that's not true, because they were involved in Northport. So maybe. I don't know. The puzzle is still coming together. My Adventures in Homebrewing, thanks for the Canadian 5. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, dude, mess with kids is crossing the line. Yep. Kathy with a Y, thanks for the Aussie 10. Good day and Happy New Year from Sydney, Australia. It's 86 degrees here today. Enjoy some Aussie breadsticks. Yeah, it's weird how you guys have summer when we have winter. It's that whole hemisphere thing, right? It's must be strange to have Christmas in the summer all the time. Of course, people in Florida and Hawaii, same thing. Sue Scat, thanks for the 10. More fits on the floor. For more fits on the floor. Yep. Rolling around, writhing in agony. Joan Sclafani, breadsticks. Thanks for the 2. Appreciate you. And Nowakowski, thanks for the 10. Happy breadsticks eating. Thank you. I'm roasting them on the fire right now. Elephant, thanks for the 2 for future hip replacement. God, I hope not. Retired Sergeant Gardner, thanks for the 10, just to make the haters roll on the floor saying, why? We didn't know. Also, ignorance of the law is not able to be used as a defense in court. Very good point. That is true. They're not going to be able to say we didn't know. Joss Girl, thanks for the 2. We can rewatch the Karen Reed trial with Jeff. R.I.P. Yes, and in fact, I'm probably going to be doing the same thing. I'm currently rewatching the Depp trial on Rekida's channel so I can see his first interaction with Jeff. I don't know when he pops up in the stream, but I know that's the first time he was on. So I've actually been rewatching that, hoping for some good clips, Just one person's opinion. Thanks for the 10. Chestnuts roasting by an open fire. Of course, with some breadsticks too. Patrick W., thanks for the 10. A year ago, I watched as Jeremy had to deal with Judge Grudge, a town hall in severe transition, and a sheriff's office caught in the middle of bad neighbors, and a state that thinks it's a show. Yeah, a state DA that thinks it is a show. Isn't that crazy that it's been a year? Can you believe it's been a year of this? Unbelievable. World Explorer, thanks for the 10 pounds. Amber Heard, convicted, had to pay a lot of money, but not jailed. What percentage chance will there be of jail for them? Otherwise, poor Jeremy and George will never have peace. They will keep on. Okay, so there is a chance of criminal prosecution. And that is if the magistrate decides that he sees evidence of crimes, he can refer them to probably the FBI, because it's federal court, for investigation. It's a long shot that would happen. But it happened in the Laura Owens case. She got referred to the county prosecutor, and we still don't know if she's going to be charged yet. That's still under investigation. And the lawyer in that case now has 7 bar complaints against him, and he's being investigated by the bar. So stranger things have happened. We've seen it happen in another case. But what's my percentage, my court prognosticator percentage? Well, hold on. Let me get the right avatar out. Let's see. All right. The percentage that I see that happening, 15%. 15% chance. So not very good. Not very good. All right, back to my Christmas sweater. My adventures in homebrewing, thanks for the Canadian too. You can't have steaks without taters. Well, you can, actually. You just have to not eat them. I'm going to make the taters. I'm just not going to eat them. Shade85, thanks for the 2. I walk between 2 and 6 miles a day at my work. Well, that's great. Good exercise. Rugu Mama, thanks for being a member for 9 months. It's been 9 months? I'm having the baby. But is it twins? Marley R, thanks for the 2. I love you both. Well, we love you too. Chris Depp, thanks for the 5. We Lutherans also celebrate 12 days of Christmas at Christmas tides. Also, thank you to those who gift memberships. They are appreciated. Yes, they are. Thank you for your generosity. The gifts are very well taken. Stephen Crater, thanks for the 2. Speaking of gym, I listen to your stream. Yeah, I love listening to streams at the gym. It helps the time go really fast. Green Veggie Beast, thanks for the 10. The little people in the walls love you, Megan. Can we be your slaves? All right, maybe not slaves, but I do have extra laundry that I could use help with, so I would definitely take you up on that. Suzanne 71B Callie, thanks for the 10. Sent you a pic of the sign regarding Russell M by LP. No way. Okay, hold on. I'm going into my inbox right now. Suzanne, there you are. Oh, shut up. This is great. All right, so speaking of signs, how do I do this? Let's go here. So here it is. This was before Lynette decided that she was going to be on Russell Meek's side, she was posting signs all over town that says, "Stop the corruption and backroom deals in Otter Creek. Vote out Russell Meeks and Stuart Stewart." There's a guy there named Stuart Stewart. Is that real? Is there really? Come on. There is not a guy named Stuart Stewart. Please tell me that's not true. That's funny. That's hilarious. This case just keeps getting better and better. Stuart Stewart. What's next? John Johnson? Come on. This can't be real. Thank you for sending that, Suzanne. I appreciate you. Just Schwartz, thanks to the 2. May the new year bring you more breadsticks. Well, thank you so much. Slug Entertainment, thanks to the 5. You don't put the child on the hip. You give the child an energy drink and hand them off to their grandparents, which is called Landmine Baby. Do not give children energy drinks. That is not suggested, not recommended. Lisa Carper, thanks to the 5. My baby is 20 today. At 3, he loudly asked for black hose in Walmart. He meant back hose. Now he's 6'3" and 260 and wears size 14 shoes. Yeah, you can't kids. You can't take them anywhere. You can't. It's very difficult. My adventures in homebrewing, thanks to the Canadian 5. I wonder what the lawsuit would look like if all the people these fools have wronged got together and sued them. I don't think there's such a thing as a class action harassment or defamation case, but there do seem to be a lot of people. And that's another thing that I've got for you tomorrow is that there is a brand new cease and desist that has been issued against Lynette Preston. I will have that. She just continues to piss people off all over the place. And when I say brand new, I mean it was issued this month by someone totally different. That wasn't a part of this case, but now, got dragged in. Lily B, thanks for the 2. Thank you. Thank you. Lily Smith, member for 11 months. I posted on X as soon as you started. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Dalker, thanks for the 10. Breadsticks for Rush conspirators. Slug, thanks for the 2. I'm too fast for Megan to snipe me with La Chancla. Maybe that's true, but I'm going to the gym now, so I'm getting faster every day. Rogue Mama, thanks for the 2. We had a rule. New day, new underwear. Yeah, that should be the rule, but it's Christmas break, so whatever. The Melrose 1970, thanks for the 2. Appreciate that. Actually, I texted his dad, and I made sure that happened. So his dad took care of that, and everything is fine now. I appreciate the 2, Melrose. Thank you. Tennessee Susie became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den. It's weird in here. Screechy animals occasionally, but you'll get used to it. SF, thanks for the 2. Well, Hangry knows you're only medium smart. It's true. He thought he could pull one over on me. He didn't do so well though. Spin Dr. D, thanks for the 10. My son came out of his bath with clean hands and dirt up to his elbows. He swished his hands in the bath water and rubbed them over his hair. Ta-da! Clean. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell him that he may have to get supervised next time by his dad. Because, that was unacceptable. Janice Wingfield, thanks for the 10. Megan, our daughter, tells her 11-year-old that nobody likes the stinky kid. Don't be the stinky friend. He took it to heart and doesn't forget his deodorant either. He's a funny and nerdy kid. Yeah, we're going to have the talk about that soon. Knock it off, Lord. 24, thanks for the 10. Megan, Fox, and Tug. Jeremy said recently that the thumbnail suit was not at its end, implying there was a false floor to it. That should be fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, only one side has had their say so far in the dismissal. The other side gets to respond. So the other side gets to have a say in whether it gets dismissed or not. We saw that same thing happen in the Clayton Eckert v. Laura Owens case. She tried to dismiss that case too, and did it work? No. The defendant kept her in court for sanctions and for a finding of non-paternity. And he won. And he won all his legal fees, too. Storm and Beer, the Bouviers de Flanders, thanks for the €6. Megan and Tug, you guys must make a timeline. Then you will see that everything is correct. Oh, I'm already working on a timeline. Believe me, I've got one going. Don't worry. Lori Netzel, member for 3 months. Bubbles on breadstick skis. Oh, no. Caroline B, thanks for the 5. Man, this is what I get for just listening. Megan was on the wrong side the whole time. Stay safe and warm. No. I was on the right side tonight because this is my stream. I belong on the left side on my stream. But when I'm on Tugs, I belong on the right side. It's a whole thing. Robert James, thanks for the 5. Bruce, the R&R called. They want their cow catcher back. Pickled Tink, thanks for the 5. I need one of those coats. I just had my 4th hip surgery in the last year from a broken hip. Oh my gosh, that sounds awful. Look, I suffered a fall last year on my stairs outside on the ice that since then, I have not gone down those stairs in the winter since. I refuse. I go through the basement now because that fall was so bad. I'm still in pain from it. I didn't break anything, but I'm still, my tailbone is still sore. It might be injured forever. Who knows? Lawanda Lavarney, thanks for the 5. Lavarn Way, thanks for the 5. Bruce reminds me of the guy in the cartoons who ties the woman to the railroad tracks. I said this. Yes. I've said that multiple times. He totally does. Ellie Fan, thanks for the 2. What energy drink do you suggest? Asking for a friend. I do not suggest it. I said don't do that. SF, thanks for the 2. Does the handwriting match on different sets of signs? I don't know. We'd have to put them side by side, and I don't have them side by side right now. All right, let's see. Suzanne 771B Callie, thanks for the 10. Also, this signs was in LP's yard. Shouldn't have been since she had the 501c3. Oh, yeah, right. Interesting. That's super interesting. Yeah. Weird. And of course, nobody does anything about it because they have these rules for 501c3s. You know, you're not supposed to do political activism, but where's the 501c3 police? Right? Is there such a thing? I don't think so. All right. I think that Shizzy may be streaming. I am going to redirect you over there because I think he is doing, I don't know if he's doing more reading of the Depo tonight or what. Wait, is he not live? Hold on. I thought he was going to be. No, I guess he's not live right now. I thought he was going live soon. Wait, when is this one upcoming? Huh. I'm not seeing it. Is he on right now? Why isn't it popping up on my... Oh, yeah. There it is. I got him. All right. I'm going to send you guys over to Shizzy Wiznut. They are doing a dramatic reading of this deposition, and they're probably in a different spot than we were. So if you are not ready to be done with this, I'm going to send you over there. Please make sure you tell him that I sent you. And I'm going to leave you with my new favorite little ditty here while it's still the Christmas season and I can play it and it's not weird to play, because after Christmas is over, I'm not going to be able to play this adorable little song anymore, at least not until next year. So good night, everybody.
Christmas time is here, a time when friends draw near. Gather round your old microphone and lend us your little ears. It's that umbrella guy and Megan Fox, not the one with the weird toe thumbs. It's your favorite pair, there's not much they won't dare. It's Christmas time with Mug. Jingle, jangle, jingle bells. Oh, what fun it's gonna derail. A bug raid here and a hangry raid there. Don't worry, folks, there's pizza pizza bites to spare. Tinsel, tansel, gifts on the rug. It's time for Christmas cheer with mug. Jingle, jangle, tinsel, tansel, ooh. Jingle, jangle, tinsel, tansel, ooh.